Hello, and welcome to another One Piece manga chapter review. Today we have chapter 1163 titled Promises. We finally ended the Yamato cover story, so we've got a brand new cover here. It's a cover request, so it looks like we're going back to cover requests, which is always fun. Cover request by Toshikazu, Luffy parkouring around town with a pack of Japanese macaws. So we've got Luffy wearing a shirt with a macaw on it that says cool. There's a monkey, a macaw, flying around with Luffy, and he's wearing a hat, a baseball cap that has the same cool logo written on it with a macaw face and the word cool next to it. Luffy is wearing shorts with a racing stripe that say 56, which is the Gomu for the Gomu Gomu no Mi. It's devil fruit. There's another macaw flying around, so Luffy and two macaws, and down on the ground there's some townspeople looking up at them, flying around, parkouring, jumping from building to building. Very nice Luffy-esque cover. Notes from Oda: it's hard to find anything quite as exciting as Kiss or Die on Netflix. Humans, when pushed to their limits, really are incredible. So that's an interesting thing to note. He's watching a series on Netflix, Kiss or Die. I haven't heard of it, but probably pretty good if Oda likes it. Okay, hopping right into the story, we have Emu possessing Saint J. Garcia. So we've got the giant emu shadow looming above Saint and merging into Saint J. Garcia in his spider form. We've got marine soldiers looking on. Saint Saturn, what is that form? What is this form? Is this an ability? A new threat descends. Such eyesores. It says Emu and raises up Saint Saturn's claw. What? Yeah! And the claw splits up and stabs into a bunch of the Navy soldiers. Wow! It's going after the Marines. Isn't it on their side? The pirates are seeing this. Now the claws are coming after the pirates too. Scratch that. It looks like it has it out for all of us. And the pirates are running, trying to gather treasure. Still holding on to treasure while they're trying to escape. Some of the pirates are, and the claws are stabbing and knocking them around. Everyone fall back. Keep your distance. Wah! Yeah! Attacking is prohibited. Secure the escape route. Hey, get a hold of yourselves. This pain is oddly compelling. What are you babbling about, dummy? Damn it, my crew's been... So Roger is noticing some members of his crew have been hit with... Is that Emu's attack? I guess some of them have been hit by Emu's attack, though... Yeah. Some of them look like they have arrows sticking out of them. That could be from the earlier fighting that's been going on and not a result of Emu's attack. So Roger's trying to tell his crew members to get up. Gabon, cover these guys. Carry the treasure and get out of here. Not this again. You just don't do anything crazy, okay? Says Gabon. What the hell is that freaking monster? Says Garp. And he's talking to a Navy soldier. No idea. Saint Saturn just transformed. One of the five elders, huh? This is my first time seeing one. What a fitting look for the head of those maggots. Vice Admiral, keep it down. So Garp says that out loud while he's looking on, and the Marines see him saying this, and they're all thinking, Vice Admiral, keep it down. Hey, if it isn't the great Rat King, came to kill me in person, huh? Says Zebek. Speaking to Emu. Interesting, he referred to Emu as a Rat King. Now, that could just be just a run-of-the-mill insult, calling him a rat, but it could be something specific, though. We don't know for sure. Since Emu's form still hasn't been revealed, the powers indicate some sort of devil or demon. So Rat King could just be a reference. Not a direct reference to Emu, but just a generalized insult calling him a dirty rat. But probably something to take note of that Zebek called Emu a rat. At least until we find out what Emu actually is and looks like. So thou art the one, Davy Jones. Afraid you got the wrong guy. I never even met the man. Interesting. So Emu sees Zebek, calls Zebek Davy Jones. Zebek replies that he's never even met Davy Jones. But Zebek knows of his own ancestry. He knows he's a descendant of Davy Jones. He knows of Davy Jones, so he probably knows the story surrounding Davy Jones. How much does Zebek know is still a question that remains to be seen. There's no indication that Zebek ever found the One Piece, so you probably wouldn't know about the Void Century, specific details about the Void Century and the like. Joy Boy. But he knows who Davy Jones is. That could be because of the tale of stories about Davy Jones passed down through the bloodline, the Davy Jones bloodline. So we could know details about Davy Jones that way. Emu calling. Calling Zebek Davy Jones. Has Emu ever directly met Davy Jones? Is now a question that's on the table. Emu wants Davy Jones destroyed, so clearly he knows of Davy Jones, but has he confronted Davy Jones the way he seems to have confronted Joy Boy in the past, because immediately he felt Joy Boy's hockey and it shook him up. So if there's a similar case with Davy Jones, would there be a reason for Davy Jones to have confronted Emu? Maybe. Maybe not. And maybe Emu has the habit, since Emu is an immortal, long-lived being. Maybe Emu has a habit of referring to people that he knows are descendants or inheritors of a certain will by the progenitor of that will. So, for instance, he's referring to Zebek as Davy Jones because Zebek is a descendant of Davy Jones, most likely carrying on the will of Davy Jones. And if Emu ever came face to face with Luffy, might he refer to Luffy as Joy Boy in a similar manner? It's possible because other ancient beings that are as old as Emu have referred to Luffy as Joy Boy. Emeth referred to Luffy as Joy Boy. Zunisha, I believe Zunisha. Yes, Zunisha referred to Luffy as Joy Boy. And Nimona is referring to, so that's probably a clue, ancient beings that have been around so long that they've seen the progenitors of these various wills that exist in the present time. When they see someone with that will, they refer to them as the original person. So Zunisha, Emeth, most likely Emu. When Emu finally meets Luffy face to face, they'll all call Luffy Joy Boy. And it makes me wonder, if Emu ever comes face to face with Blackbeard, Emu will probably refer to Blackbeard as Davy Jones as well. So that's a really interesting thing to note. Okay. Next panel. That said, I believe promises are meant to be kept, says Zebek. That is precisely why your wretched ilk must be extinguished from the annals of history, says Emu. Mu's world remains incomplete. And Emu sends a claw flying at Zebek. The world ain't yours. Zebek slices off the tip of the claw. Rox, that crazy bastard. He's going after St. Saturn. What? What now, Rear Admiral? Should we provide backup? Well, damn right we should. Move it. Vice Admiral Garp? Wait, what? Exactly. Who exactly are you backing up? And we got a close-up of Garp smiling. The pirates are taking the treasure. Stop them. Those are world-renowned items. So we've still got pirates running, carrying boatloads of treasure, escaping from the Marines, fighting their way through. This is still the Roger Pirates. Things are getting crazy. Things are getting pretty crazy. Glug. How's the transport situation looking? We're ready to go, Captain John. This is goodbye then, Rox Pirates. Okay, so this is Captain John and some of the pirates, Rox Pirates members, I guess, that are particularly fond of Captain John. They're going with him, and he is splitting away from the Rox Pirates. And he's getting off the island, so Captain John doesn't die here at God Valley. Which makes sense because his corpse was at Thriller Bark. Of course, it doesn't really say anything that his corpse was at Thriller Bark because Moria could have dug up Captain John's corpse anywhere and transported it to Thriller Bark. So just because his corpse was there doesn't necessarily mean that's where he died. But he definitely didn't die in God Valley, it seems. So we're back to Dragon. What's going on? What was that terrible shriek? Why, he's still carrying baby Shanks. A Navy ship. I'll have them take the kid. What the? And it looks like something pushes Dragon back. What the? Why? Dragon goes flying into the air. Wait, the treasure! And the treasure is also being pulled away from the pirates that are carrying the treasure. Our metals are reacting to something. Don't let it go. Wait a minute. Our metals are reacting to something. This is magnetism. Is this kid's fruit? So, Dragon is pulled away. Yeah. Wait, the treasure. Our metals are reacting to something. So Gibeon says this as he notices his axes are being pulled away by the magnetic power. Big Eater. It's gotta be Captain John's magnet power. It's causing a strong magnetic pull to the valley's southeast. Crash. And items are crashing and flying towards the southeast entrance of the island. To me, my treasure! So this is a massive reveal. Captain John was the last holder of the magnet fruit before Kid became the holder. That is very interesting. So Captain John originally held the magnet fruit. That's so much because Buggy was looking for Captain John's treasure because it's said to be like one of the biggest treasures in the known world. Like, probably the biggest pirate hoard treasure aside from the One Piece. And we don't even know for sure if there is any monetary type treasure with the One Piece. There might be, or there might not be. But for sure, Captain John's treasure is all pirate booty, money. It makes a lot of sense how Captain Johns was so capable of amassing so much treasure with his strength as a member of the Rocks Pirates, but add on top of that, magnet power, he could pull money to him. Okay, so back to the story. John is pulling in treasure flying all towards him. Also people, anyone that has any metal on them, strapped to them, metal weapons, that stuff is flying towards him as well. It's gotta be Captain John's magnet power. It's causing a strong magnetic pull to the valley's southeast entrance. Do whatever you want, just get out of the way, says Roger. Roger! John, that snake, Clench, and the big armored guy, I can't remember his name. I'm always forgetting his name. I'll have to refresh myself. But that big armored guy doing a very familiar pose. The pose he does right away indicates that if this could be, he's flicking something. So he's made a pose with his hand, with his fingers, like he's about to flick a small item. And immediately the first thing that comes to mind is the bomb fruit. The way that Mr. Five, I believe it was Mr. Five, flick his boogers as explosive. So the big armored guy is about to flick something. If he has the bomb fruit and is doing the same booger flicking technique as Mr. Five, that would be interesting. He could just be flicking an actual pebble or something. But either way, the next panel, Sky Snake, Red Cannon. He says it and he flicks whatever it is. A massive sonic boom. Flying towards Captain John. What? John notices it. Boom, a giant explosion. Gwa! Captain John! Well, maybe Captain John does die on God Valley. Because we have the massive explosion at Captain John. Next panel, we see Captain John bleeding out and blown up. And the people around him yelling his name, Captain John! Doesn't necessarily mean he's dead at this moment, but he's definitely been beaten up. He's been exploded. Now that he's unconscious, his powers have stopped working, so the items all the metal items that were flying towards him are falling to the ground. Dragon falls to the ground too. This explains why. This explains how Dragon was near treasure boxes that the pirates would want to take, and how he ended up putting Shanks in a treasure box. Because now we see giant treasure boxes falling around near Dragon as he falls to the ground too. Oof, Dragon falls to the ground. Make sure to break the baby's fall so Shanks doesn't get hurt. Now you've got Shiki. Hey, Ganzui, why'd you attack John? That's his name, the big armored guy. You really think he'll split all that loot with us? Says Ganzui. Aren't each of those treasure chests worth at least $1 billion? A billion, says Shiki. Can't blame anyone for wanting to hog it all, really. Denganzi prepares to flick another booger, looks like. Well, not a booger. We still don't know what he's flicking. But he's preparing to flick again. Shiki notices it. Looks back and makes a shocked expression. We've got Garp running with a trail of Marines trying to hold him back. Vice Admiral, you can't. That's one of the world's overseers. It looks like a pest to me. Wah! Save some for me, Rox. Kaido, you damn brat. So we've got Kaido coming in as Rox is fighting. Blackbeard, or Whitebeard is still there. He's looking on and he might be about to leap into the fray too. We've also got Big Mom coming in riding Zeus with Napoleon wielding Napoleon. So Big Mom looks about to attack as well. I'll kill you. You jealous? Check this out, says Kaido. So Big Mom's readying her attack, probably her Ikoku sovereignty. Kaido's readying attack. Looks like he's about to fire off Boro breath. He's breathing in and we've got the laser forming in his mouth as he says to Big Mom, you jealous? Check this out. We've got Whitebeard rearing up, wielding his weapon. He's got Conqueror's Haki pouring out. So he's about to take a swing as well. You've got Rox. Rah! He's raised his blade above his head and is about to do a downward swing. He's got Conqueror's Haki leaking out. This is my catch, Garp, says Roger. He's got his sword Ace weird back, and he's got Conqueror's Haki crackling, and he's about to take a swing. Garp, he's hockeyed up his fist. He's about to do Galaxy Impact. More Conqueror's Haki. That's a lot of power here. All the biggest players in the Rox Pirates. Roger himself and Garp. And now we have all the attacks coming through. Galaxy Impact. We've got Garp's Galaxy Impact smashing into Emu. Divine Departure. Roger's Divine Departure smashing into Emu. Pandemonium of the Abyss. This is Zebek's attack. Pandemonium of the Abyss. That's Zebek's named attack. Okay. Interesting names. A star next to it, which means there's a translator's note. I'm betting it relates to something about the void and darkness. Probably an indication of why the darkness fruit was one that Blackbeard was especially and particularly interested in. There seems to be a connection between Zebek, maybe even all the members of the Davy Jones clan, and the darkness. Shattering Void. That is Whitebeard's attack. Shattering Void. I don't think we've ever had Whitebeard officially name his attack before, but it looks like that is his attack. Ikoku Sovereignty from Big Mom. Yep, as expected. Big Mom firing off Ikoku Sovereignty. Dragon. From Kaido. So interesting. He just got the dragon fruit, so he doesn't have a name for the attack yet, I think. So he's just saying the word dragon. Because he's definitely firing off the Boro breath. This is before he named it, but all of them landing their attacks on Eam. Okay, translator's note for Pandemonium of the Abyss. The translator's note. The kanji is Curse of the Abyss. Curse of the Abyss. So why did they translate it as Pandemonium? Either way, yes, the Abyss, darkness. So all of these major players have landed an attack on Eve. Crash. So Emu takes the attacks, regenerating. I don't know. There's a lot of Conqueror's Haki, so Emu is messed up a little bit. Really, this probably isn't Emu. Is Emu's body here? It's a projection of Emu's Haki, so Emu's Haki has been disturbed. Is probably what it's looking like. Got Conqueror's Haki leaking off of Saint Saturn / Emu's body. And the shadow of Emu seems to be fading away, so maybe they've broken that connection. Which, this might be an indication that a strong enough amount of Conqueror's Haki, because this is 6 beings all capable of really, really strong, top tier level Conqueror's Haki. Not Joy Boy level Conqueror's Haki, but really strong top tier level Conqueror's Haki. All 6 of them landing this attack seems to have stopped Emu's possession and made his shadowy projection disappear, which is an indication that perhaps strong enough Conqueror's Haki can do damage here. Can do damage or at least disturb Emu a little bit, maybe even work on the immortality, but anyway, Emu's shadow is looking like it's fading. Conqueror's Haki is pouring off the island, off from the middle part, the crack in the middle of God Valley. Massive bolts of Conqueror's Haki lightning leaking out. Of course, since there is so much Conqueror's Haki here, Waka! It's knocking out all of the Navy soldiers and pirates. The low level Navy soldiers and pirates are all getting knocked out by the Conquerors. All this Conqueror's Haki. What was that? Is this the start of Armageddon or something? Look alive, the treasure flew all over the place. Pick it up. Gahaha, you never miss a beat, Rayleigh. So Rayleigh's running through, giving the order to the rest of the Roger pirates. He's still carrying Shaki. A pirate's priorities never waver. Gahaha. Now we're back to Dragon. Huff, that was intense. Huff. Huh? It's the baby. So now Dragon is holding a log. So he must have, in the mess, somehow gotten confused, dropped, let go of Shanks, and grabbed the log, thinking it was Shanks' little log. What? Where did he go? Ooh, God. We got baby Shanks crawling around. Crawling around, he sees sparkly treasure in an open treasure chest. Ah! Twinkle, twinkle, and he crawls into the treasure chest. It's too late to throw it up. Pay me back then. So we've got Lin Lin and Kaido arguing. It's too late to throw it up. Pay me back then. There they are. Far away in the forest running. Crack, 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 crack. So Emu's fading. What? An Emu is saying something. There they are, far away in the forest, running. There they are, far away in the forest, running. Wait a minute. So the first thing that comes to mind is Emu's here to kill off the members of the Davy Jones clan. So Beck is right here. Emu has spotted some other people that are in the forest running away. That it's got to be Blackbeard and Aris. So he's going after Teach and Aris right now. Emu has spotted where they are and is fading away. His power is not here anymore. So he's going to project his power somewhere else on the island. Probably right where Teach and Aris are to attack them. Then Garp says, "My one attack was all it took." "No way, it was all me," says Roger. "Hey, don't tell me you're..." Zebek has realized exactly what Emu's doing. A new branch of the Davy clan. The woman and her child. Frantically trying to survive. Such dangerous lives must not be set loose. Is Emu saying all of this? Is Emu spotting them? And then we see Aris running, carrying Teach. Zebek has a worried face as he notices this is what's happening. "Stop it! What are you trying to do?" Zebek slices the Emu shadow again, a couple more times. Huh? Swoosh, swoosh. Garp notices something looking up. It will not be Mu who acts. And so Emu Shadow, the middle segment, he's been sliced into four pieces. The second piece under his head, directly under his head. 2 spikes come out. Spiky projections, and he stabs those 2 spikes through Zebek's chest. It will not be Mu who acts. What is this? It doesn't hurt or even itch. Thou shalt be the one to exterminate them. Huh? Go forth and slay your wife and child. That's absurd. What are you talking about? Domi Reversi. So Eam is using Domi Reversi on on Zebek. We've got Garp, we've got Roger, Whitebeard, Big Mom, all looking up, seeing this happening. Wheeze, and we see Zebek panting. He's starting to transform. We've got the demonic teeth growing out of his mouth. His eyes are whiting out. He's being overcome, shaded with shadows, shaded black. In the last panel, back to Aris, carrying Teach and running. Huff, huff. What lies in store for Rox's family? Chapter end. So Emu used the Domi Reversi, and so this confirms that Emu was just reforming. Emu did not disappear. So all that Conqueror's Haki seems, it didn't do much of anything. It just kind of, it attacked the shadow and made it have to reform itself, that's all. But it doesn't seem to have interrupted Emu's power at all. Emu using Domi Reversi on Zebek. To turn Zebek into a demon and send Zebek to kill his family. That's probably not going to work out. Zebek is probably going to resist it and die at some point. Shanks is now in the treasure chest. The Roger pirates are picking up all the treasure they can find, so that will explain how the Roger pirates grabbed the chest with Shanks in it. So it wasn't even Dragon that put Shanks in the chest. Dragon messed up and lost hold of baby Shanks. Which means the dragon doesn't know what happened to baby Shanks. Yeah, he doesn't know what happened to baby Shanks. And that explains why Dragon doesn't know who Shanks is. All Dragon knows is at one point he was trying to save a red-haired baby at God Valley. The baby got lost, and that's all he knows. So he wouldn't recognize Shanks. He wouldn't recognize Shanks or Shamrock. But as a leader of the Revolutionary Army, wouldn't his information network have eventually got him to information that Shanks was on the Roger pirate ship? But I guess how he got on the Roger pirate ship would be a thing. But I mean, it makes sense. Dragon has no reason that he would especially need to try and track down the baby after losing track of the baby. He'd either assume the baby is dead or the baby survived. Either way, you have no reason to be looking out for the baby in particular and trying to find out what happened. So that all makes sense. Because if he purposely stowed Shanks in a treasure chest, then he would have to know where that treasure chest ended up. And he would know generally who took Shanks from God Valley and who raised him. So we're using Domi Reversi. We're going to see something about Domi Reversi here. Zebek's situation here is going to provide us with a clue for how Domi Reversi can be stopped. So we'll see Zebek stop it here in the flashback. Or maybe we'll see Zebek be unable to stop it in the flashback. But I think more likely scenario is that he stops it because Zebek doesn't kill. It doesn't kill Teach for sure. And I don't think he kills Eris. I'm thinking Zebek dies before. He dies first, then Eris dies later. And then Blackbeard's all alone as a child. That's the way I'm thinking this goes. It might be that since the story coming from the world government is that Garp and Roger defeated Zebek at God Valley. Emu has transformed Zebek into a demon or possessed Zebek. Now at this point, Roger and Garp could team up and kill Zebek, which would make the story technically true in its entirety. Roger and Garp teamed up and stopped Zebek at God Valley. And the part of the story that no one knows is because Emu transforms Zebek. Okay. Yep. That does make a lot of sense. Okay, so, and there's no break at least no indication of a break here. So next week we should hop right in and continue on. But it's a good chapter here, especially we get to see kind of the power of Ym a little bit more fleshed out, not too much more than what we've already seen. We don't see Ym doing anything we haven't seen him do before. But getting more examples of Ym's power is good. We get some examples of the powers of the rest of the Rocks pirates. So now we know there are some other Devil Fruit users. Kid's Magnet Fruit. Captain John. Maybe the Bomb Fruit. We have no indication that Guan Zi is using the Bomb Fruit, but the power looks like it could be the Bomb Fruit. So we get not the origin, but previous holders of those Devil Fruits. It would also confirm that Guan Ji is one of the Roger pirates that's dead. Since his Devil Fruit, if that is the Bomb Fruit, his Devil Fruit is also reincarnated in the current time. We get all of the big wigs here. Really, really great. It's probably going to be awesome to see this in the anime. All of them, the major players at God Valley, all attacking Imu at the same time. You get Whitebeard's attack named his Rumble Fruit. That power when it looks like he's shattering reality when he cracks the air. We get Sebek's named attack. We've got Divine Departure. We've got Galaxy Impact. We've got Bordeaux Breath. Because I'm pretty sure I don't remember Kaido having a super advanced version of Bordeaux Breath that would warrant a different name. So pretty sure that's just Bordeaux Breath and Kaido doesn't know how to name it yet, so he's just saying Dragon. Big Mom's Ikoku Sovereignty. Really great. I think this is the moment of the chapter, the panel of the chapter. Interesting setup. So Imu's still on the island. Imu's going to have to be somehow repelled from the island. Because as long as Imu's present on the island, Imu's not going to let any of the Davy clan escape. So that's another thing that has to be resolved. Imu's presence has to leave the island so that Blackbeard and Aris can escape. Young Teach and Aris can escape. Okay, so that's going to be it for the chapter review here. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next chapter. Until then, take care.